ACC scores, some more unremarkable scores. We have to start out by saying fly the flag. Northern Illinois, 27, Boston College, 24 in overtime. The most entertaining game on this slate was Louisville coming back to beat Georgia Tech. We were all riding the Ramblin' Wreck. I even tweeted a graphic out about it. We were going to the postseason, baby. This was game one of a 6-6 schedule. And then, well, Georgia Tech does Georgia Tech things. Haynes King, that timer for pass rush just does not seem to go off with him. He had such a good game until the late in the third and all through the fourth when the offense went away. Louisville ends up pulling this one out 39-34. Garrett, again, your ex-lover giving you a chance to take her back. Any comment from you there?
Not on Louisville, at least, no. I thought overall Georgia Tech played a good game, but man, just disappeared in the second half on offense. Haynes King had over 200 yards in the first half, and I was sitting there, I'm like, where was this Haynes King at A&M? Where was this Chase Lane? Chase Lane had a long, pass, and they talked about how they were teammates at A&M for like 5 minutes on the broadcast. Not a great broadcast, by the way, but I'll let that sit. And then, man, they disappear. I mean, Haynes King had like 40 yards total passing the entire second half before that last little drive that they kind of gave it up. They're playing prevent defense, and it is what it is. But no, not a great effort there. To finish that game, obviously, but you gotta give Louisville the credit. They did come back. Whatever they said at halftime worked, and came back, clawed back, and ended up winning this game.
Trey, Brett Gabbert said a bunch of things in front of a microphone a couple weeks ago, and then did not cash that check. Miami, Florida beats Miami of Ohio 31-3. Listen, man, if you're going to say you're going to prove you're the real Ohio, I think you got to score at least one touchdown to qualify. They did not do that. The Hurricanes looked okay against a Redhawks team that can't play defense, but a good week one tune-up leading into their week two matchup against Texas A&M.
Yeah, ran the ball really well. Didn't lose to Miami, Ohio. That's all that you can ask really for Miami at this point.
Talked about Northern Illinois. Shout out to the Huskies for knocking off a bad Boston College team on the road. Fly the flag. Wake Forest beats Elon 37-17. Pitt beats Wofford 45-7. Syracuse blows out Colgate 65-0. And one of you just typed in maybe the most important stat of this entire weekend. Syracuse has now taken the lead in the all-time series. Trey, you were telling us going into that game they were tied because of games back in the 30s or something like that. But Syracuse definitively takes the lead in that series. I think the Orange got to feel really good about that.
Absolutely. I think that was the 68th time they'd ever played. And finally Syracuse gets something to brag about in this rivalry.
The last game broke my heart. Virginia Tech 36, Old Dominion 17. While I'm really thrilled that the Hokies can score on offense, I was not thrilled that the over on this cash. That was one of my ledger bets. I was just sure that after last year's defensive catastrophe, we wouldn't have to worry about the over hitting. But Allie Jenkins and Grant Wells went to town. They scored 36 to beat Old Dominion in convincing fashion.
Gracious him! How about